Hey guys, let's get straight to the point. All the photos and videos that you just saw or will be seeing in this video are taken with the recipe that I'm going to talk about with zero editing or color grading. And the recipe is actually Kodak Gold 200 from Fujifilm X Weekly. This recipe really blows my mind because of the zero editing or color grading in post that you need to do. I'm always looking for an in-camera look or getting the look in camera instead of doing it in post because of multiple reasons. First, time saving, as I said. And second, if you get the result in camera, then you will have better judgment on set or on location when you're taking the photos or videos. So you don't have to kind of imagine what's going to happen when you're using the software to edit your photos or videos at home. And it's also really good for your clients and friends to be able to see at least close to what you're going to have as a result in camera so they can share the joy on set or on location. Because to be honest, 99% of people don't edit photos or videos. They don't even take photos or videos with an actual camera, and they might not be able to imagine how it's going to look like before you edit the photos or videos, and they'll be looking at a really muted or desaturated or photos or videos that is not contrasty enough for them to see the result. They'll be looking at a really flat image. So having the ability to show them the result in camera on set or on location is absolutely amazing. By the way, the only difference between using a Fujifilm recipe on photos and on videos is the grain and the clarity, if I'm correct, because in photos you can apply clarity and also grain onto the photos, but then when you press record and record the video with the recipe, everything will be in the video except grain and clarity. It's not going to do anything to the videos probably because of the processor power. So I don't think they're able to add grain into videos. Basically, you are taking multiple photos in a long period of time, and adding grain takes a lot of processing power. So grain and clarity are the settings that I don't think will affect the videos. At least that's how I saw it. If you have a different result, let me know in the comment section below. By the way, the camera and lens that I was using with this recipe is the Fujifilm XS20 and the Fujifilm 35mm f1.4 lens. This combination is amazing. The lens is old, but then it has a really unique look to it that I'll probably explain in another video, but then this combination makes everything super cool, from street photography to portrait photography. Maybe not too much of a landscape or architectural photos or videos, but then for portrait and street photography, this is my favorite setup. On a rainy day, I was taking photos with this recipe and everything looks super dramatic because of the contrast in this recipe using classic chrome, and also the colors make everything super moody and dramatic. Basically, everything looks like a movie scene. And I think what I like about this recipe is if I lower the exposure compensation, makes the photo look a little bit darker, everything looks super moody. And that's usually how I like seeing the photos. And with this recipe, the good thing is if you go lower with the exposure compensation, all the colors will pop more. So that's why on a rainy day, that's the best scenario that I can think of using this recipe, because of how the colors are popping out of those shadows. And on a sunny day, the opposite kind of situation, I don't think I like having this recipe with the sun directly shining on my subjects or on whatever scene that I'm looking at. I actually like having the subject backlight by the sun when it's on a sunny day, because if you have the sunlight directly shining onto the subject, all the colors get washed out pretty quickly. So on a sunny day, what I can do is, or what I usually do is to backlight my subject or backlight my scene to have that contrast back, because in the shadows, you can still see a lot of colors popping out of this recipe, and it looks really nice actually. Backlighting or sidelighting the subject really makes the colors look nice. On a rainy day, you can have the light directly shining on your subject, it's fine because of the clouds, everything is kind of softened and it's just like a giant softbox in the sky, so that's not a big problem. But on a sunny day, try to backlight your subject. And of course, I love using this recipe for portrait photos. I just did a portrait photo session with my friends. We had so much fun with this recipe because of how good it looks, especially on skin tone. Everything looks super nice. Your skin tones are gonna look super healthy, and then the shadows are gonna look really deep. That's how I like the contrast to be when it comes to color contrast instead of like exposure contrast, if that makes sense. And I love this color contrast. The skin tone is kind of on the orangey side, and usually that is a little bit healthier than like yellow or green. So that's how like I like the skin tone to be. And in the shadows, it has a really tiny green hue, so that's a really nice compensation, or a complementary color, I should say, to the yellow or orange kind of skin tone, which is great. And also when it comes to the blacks in the image, it's really accurate. It's super like deep. It's not showing any kind of hue or any kind of pollution in the blacks. So that's super good because a lot of times I try to balance the blacks in the image so it looks still natural but without a tint or a hue, unless it's a creative choice. So I really love this recipe of keeping the blacks, the shadows having a little bit of a hue, and then the skin tone, it's really popping out of the image. And I also love using this recipe for taking quick videos between different locations or different scenes when I'm doing a portrait session, so I can create a video portrait slash photo portrait kind of clip that I can give to my friends and clients, and they love seeing those. And I really love that feature just because I can quickly jump between portrait videos and portrait photos, and it creates such a nice kind of seamless combination to create projects like that. That's it. Those are our thoughts on this recipe, and this has become our favorite recipe to be used on street photography and portrait photography sessions. Let us know what you think in the comment section below, or if you have your own favorite recipes for Fujifilm cameras, let us know in the comment section below as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.